Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Post podcast. With me, as always, is my co-host, Chris Ronan. How are we doing on this beautiful Friday night?
Good, buddy. I wish I could say I was on the mend, but I'm still sick, dude. It's been like 3 episodes in a row now that I just sound like crap.
It's just not going away.
Yeah, they're just going to have to live with it.
What the hell do you have?
I don't know. I went to the doctors. I got nothing for you.
Doctors don't even have anything for you, really?
No, nothing. Go home.
This is you now.
Yeah, pay your copay.
This is
Go home.
This is the new Chris.
Get out of my office.
It's not going anywhere. Yep. I'm gonna bill you for this. I have no idea what's going on, but
Thanks for coming to see me.
Yeah, here's a nice little bill. I'll see you in a few years when you come back for your next appointment. That's how guys usually do it.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Yep, that's where we're at right now. But yeah, buddy, we're getting close to Christmas time.
Yeah, this
Kinda
week
crazy.
is December 10th, and that's when we're recording. This episode's going to drop for you fine folks on December 12th. And I believe next week is actually going to have to be our Christmas episode because Christmas falls on a Sunday. And when we record on the 23rd, we won't drop until the 26th. So
Yeah.
next week will be Christmas episode for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
dress up as Santa.
No, you can.
I'll think about
All
it.
right, go for it.
I have a Santa outfit, by the way.
Yeah?
I should just fucking come in here, just
Yeah?
all out. See what happens. I don't know, but how's hockey been with you?
Good. Yeah, the usual. I got a consistent 3 games a week now, 3 skates a week. I do Tuesday morning, Sunday night, and my league games.
Nice.
My Sunday night skate's been pretty good. They have a big Christmas party this week, so that'll be a blast.
That's cool.
Got my Guinness for the week. Yep. Gonna be a good time.
Huh. Yeah, I'm down to like one. I'm just doing 1 game a week with the dogs.
There you go.
That's just really it. We got fucking torched yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
We usually play Mondays. You know how it goes. Like, everyone's, like, set for Mondays, and then, like, if they fucking throw you a curveball on, like, a Thursday, a bunch of guys, like, I can't make it because I got this going on.
We haven't gotten a consistent day yet. It's been a lot of bouncing around, but it's just the 10 o'clock games that a lot of my guys will bow out on. But our team got pretty loaded up. I think we have 16 rostered players.
Wow.
Plus me.
Damn, that's good, though.
It's big, yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of, like, not great when everyone shows up, but no one complains. I don't know. From a goalie's perspective, I look at it, I'm like, that must suck. Like,
Oh, yeah.
but they're like, no, this is good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. If everyone's happy, that's
I
fine.
think a lot of the guys, especially a certain age, just want to get out of the house. There's a few guys with like newborns on my team that they just want to get out and get on the ice and just break a sweat.
Yeah.
That's their go-to. That's their motto.
There
That's
you
their
go.
new life motto. Was that yours after you had yours?
No.
You're just like, no, fuck it. Still doing 3 days a week.
Yeah.
We got this.
Well, no, I took time off then. I mean, it was weird, COVID, all that, etc. But
yeah.
no, I never really intended to get back to doing, once every other day at the end of the day, like what 3-day schedule ends up being like that basically. But I don't know. I really like the Sunday guys. Tuesday morning doesn't interfere with anything, and I wanted to do a league and have a competitive, reason to play.
I keep forgetting you're doing Tuesday mornings. How's that? What time is that?
It's good. 6 a.m. off the ice by 7. Shower, go to work. It's
That's
good.
a great way to start the day.
Yeah.
If
If I could do that 7 days a week, I would.
Yeah. Ironically, I think it was Tuesday when I was doing it. We used to do Tuesday mornings at Shea. It's 5 o'clock in the morning at Shea. But getting out at 6 sucks because, like, you're in the dead of traffic in Boston. But, I mean, it's just a great way to start your day, man. You were fucking ready to go all day, man.
Yeah. I feel so productive, and then lunch hits, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm exhausted now.
Yeah, I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah, I
Fuck
wish.
this.
I wish.
But we got some hockey news that we want to jump into. It's not even just, like, hockey news either. It's just, like, crazy-ass stats. Like, we'll get into Mitch Marner. We get a few other players that just, like, either breaking records or they're just, like, they have streaks. It's just, he's got a streak. He's got a streak. This other guy's got a streak. And just, like, it keeps going. There's no fucking stop. So we figured
it's a goal-scoring league now. It's not a goaltender's league anymore, so everyone's getting active. Everyone's getting their points, and guys are connecting games left and right.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. We just saw that Crosby double stacking his legs there and keeping it in for that sick back pass for that goal.
Yep.
It's just fucking goals. But let's jump into it. Actually, let's jump into something wholesome first. With the Philadelphia Flyers here. So the Philadelphia Flyers signed 9-year-old Zachary Wirtz to a 2-day contract. Zachary was a recipient of a life-changing liver transplant and joined the Flyers for practice this week. It's cool as shit that, like, just teams do this, especially like the Philadelphia Flyers, where just I think it's a not even just for like the kid. I feel like it might be like a morale boost for like a team, especially for the Philadelphia Flyers too. Just to know like, especially like a practice game like this, where just like focusing on what you fucked up on last game or trying to get better, like just the mentality of just like being straightforward and not having fun is just out the fucking window because your focus now is hanging out with Zachary Hare and just making his day or his time with you guys like as best as it can be. And I think that just like it puts a team in a different like mindset, you know.
It's good to see too. I mean, it definitely lightens the mood at practice. It gives them, something fun to do. And like you said, the main focus is this kid, this child who's gone through some major adversity that most of us in our entire lives won't experience. And, this one day, 3-4 hours with the kid will change his life,
Yeah.
Life-changing moment. He's a Flyers fan for the rest of his life. Like,
Oh, yeah.
just so cool to see. And it's a great way for them to give back to the community.
Yeah. I love teams that do this.
Yeah.
Just a great little thing that they do, and I thought that'd be a great way to start this episode.
Yeah.
But after that, you have a big thing on the Dallas Stars and Toronto Maple Leafs if you want to get on that.
Yeah, this was the major matchup this week. Tuesday night, the Streaks came head-to-head this week. The Stars faced off against the Leafs. Mitch Marner was riding a franchise record 19-game point streak, and Jason Robertson on an 18-game point streak. There had never been an NHL game where two players with 18-plus game streaks played against each other. But as they say in the Thunderdome, 2 men enter and 1 man leaves. Jason Robertson would not secure a point in the 4-0 loss to the Maple Leafs, and Robertson's 18-game point streak would become the second longest in Dallas Stars franchise history, behind Brian Bellows, who had 20-point streak in 85-86, and the longest point streak since the team moved from Minnesota to Dallas.
Oof.
Marner would end up extending his point streak that night, and he went on to score a goal Thursday versus LA as well. So Marner's point streak, still active currently, stands at 21 games, playing the Calgary Flames today, Saturday the 10th.
That's unbelievable, man. Both these guys, Jason Robertson, Mitch Marner, just holy shit. Like, it's just unbelievable watching these guys. And just, you gotta... It's almost like a waiting game to see when the hell it ends, and you kind of don't want it to end. You want to keep seeing it happen. But holy shit, I can't imagine 18 games straight, man. Just like getting something on the board for the team, like that's just huge for like a team just in general. Like I just can't imagine. And that's for like the Toronto Maple Leafs that are like coming up, man. Like they're kind of where are they at right now? They're third in the league right now, and it's just a great motivation for the team to know that you have a guy on the team that's at least going to put a point up like a game to like really help you out like offensive wise. So great move for Mitch Marner and Jason Robertson there. Man, Jason Robertson, holy shit. Like we talked about him, like we pumped his tires like last season, and then like we were talking about waiting for his signing like before this season, and I can't say enough about him, man. Holy shit, is he like he's carrying? I wouldn't say carrying Dallas, but like he's doing something for Dallas.
Yeah, I mean it's at the end of the day, I feel like it's him first, and then I'd say either Hintz or Heiskanen, and then Ottinger. Like just that core is so young; they're going to be around for a long time. The team is so good right now, and now if you can get some more prospects in the future and start beefing those up, like it's trending really well for that team for, I would say, the next 5 to 10 years. So we're really looking at a Dallas Stars window, I think, as long as they can, keep it together in this sense. But going back to the Maple Leafs, 8-0-2 in their last 10, like you said, third in the league right now. But yeah, they're just riding the hot hand of Mitch Marner. I feel like everyone's clicking, and those two teams are very similar, Dallas and the Toronto Maple Leafs, I think, right now.
Right.
Matt Murray is playing out of his ass. There was a stat the other night, I forget what the game was. His stat of goals saved above expected was 5.97. It was the highest recorded stat since it had started being tracked. And I want to say maybe 2019. I forget how long that stat's been around, but not long.
Not long.
But a 5.97 is pretty nuts. That basically means like he's making 6 extra saves that aren't expected to be made of him.
Right. That's nuts. So come back for Matt Murray there too. I think that says a lot too about his game just in general. Like if you're not like the seasons that he's had where he just has not been fucking good. I think it says a lot to his game that with your stats throughout the past few seasons of you not being good, that they expect you to not make those saves, yet here you are making those saves. I think it really shows that like you've really picked up your game. You're kind of back at it, and just great move for I would you call Matt Murray signing like a second chance for Matt Murray, or is it something for
third chance?
Yeah, third chance. For
I
Matt
think so.
Murray?
Yeah, I do. I was surprised to see him even get a look. I feel like he could have wound up like a Cal Peterson in LA and been sent down to the minors, you know, to work on some things.
So I wonder like if like Toronto like had a talk with him or something, but
it's crazy to think that he is a Stanley Cup winning goalie, and like I don't think anyone in the league looks at him like that right now.
No,
you know,
nope, not at all.
Because like even me seeing him on this team, like I don't think that's enough for the Maple Leafs to even make a Stanley Cup Finals appearance.
No,
but maybe it is. Maybe that's what they need.
Oh, yeah, he was the goalie in Pittsburgh that pretty much took over for Marc-Andre Fleury. I mean, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was like the Stanley Cup hangover that just kind of loomed, or I think he had a concussion maybe that kind of fucked with him too, but I don't know. But I'm all for this Matt Murray situation right now. All for it. We'll see what happens, but all for it. Let's God, I said a few episodes ago I don't want to talk about his stats at all because I'm just like, everything could fucking change in an instant, you know? But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hey, your pick's looking good still.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it rolling here with another streak, though. In Minnesota, Kirill Kaprizov now has the longest goal and point streak in franchise history. Currently has a 7-game goal streak and a 13-game point streak. Both are still active as of this recording.
God damn.
So Kirill is, I would say, quietly, you know, becoming one of the all-stars around the league as well. Like, yes, there's a spotlight on him. Yes, he's young. He's a rookie. But for him to do what he's doing to this organization consistently and then set franchise records, and I would honestly say he's probably, you know, the 10th guy that is looked at in the league for highlights right now. You know what I mean? Like, at best.
At best.
Like, there's just so much going on right now. Like we said, so many points, so many streaks going around that no one really thinks about Kaprizov right now, I don't think.
He's
under the radar.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Because, and, like, a lot of, like, the shadowing, too, is, like, Connor McDavid. Like, day in, fucking day out. It's, like, Connor McDavid. It's fucking unbelievable. And then, again, Jason Robertson. We're going to talk about him again. Because he's been unbelievable. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews.
Jack Hughes.
Jack fucking Hughes is great. David Pastrnak. And his Kirill just kind of be like, all right, now
that's probably when he starts getting into the mix, I'd say.
Yeah,
you know?
I think Kirill is definitely just like, spotlight's off me. Let me just come into the game. Let me do my thing.
Oh, spotlight's on him in Minnesota for sure.
Oh,
but like league
I'm just saying
in
the NHL altogether, like everywhere. I don't think it's not so much on him, but I know Minnesota Wild, man. Sure, every fucking fan has a Kirill Kaprizov shirt or jersey.
Yeah,
with them,
they have to. You know.
But it'll be funny to see what his stats look like at the end of the season. I guarantee you, by the end of the season, what we see now, like the top 10 goal scorers or top 5 goal scorers, right now is going to look completely different by the end of the season. I wouldn't say completely different, but I think we'll see Kirill Kaprizov kind of, we'll see him up there.
Top 5 is in like the goal leaders?
Like points or something.
Oh, points. Okay. I mean, goal, I don't know. I don't think so. Because you're looking at right now McDavid, Robertson, Tage Thompson's up there now. Pasternak's number 5 with 18, and he's tied with number 4. I forget who number 4 is though. I don't know if that's going to change all that much.
You don't think so?
No, I think there is a very set winner this season, and I think it's going to be McDavid, barring injury. And then after that, I think Robertson might cool off a bit, and I think Thompson might cool off.
Yep.
I mean, we're going to get into it right now. Actually, a 5-goal game the other night, like that's really what bumped Thompson up. But I don't think there's going to be a crazy shakeup like that.
No.
But yeah, let's move over to my boy Tage Thompson. I'm now calling him Tage All the Rage Thompson because he got Kirill the Thrill. So you got Tage All the Rage.
All the Rage. I like it.
He scored 4 goals in 5 minutes time on ice versus, you guessed it, the Columbus Blue Jackets. And he also finished the game with a 5th goal. And I believe he scored that 5th one in 8 minutes time on ice. This moved him into 3rd, as we just talked about at the time of this recording, in the NHL goal race. Thompson's the first player to score 4 goals in the first period of a game since Peter Bondra in the 1984 season.
Tage Thompson has been just it's just like he's like the example of like just the evolution of the game just in general. This, what is he, 6'4", some shit?
Human highlight reel.
And it's just unbelievable watching like the goals he scored. Like such a big dude, yet he's able to just like ballerina around a bunch of dudes and just fucking like score sick ass goals. Like he's a fucking big dude. That is literally like seeing Zdeno Chara fucking like start dangling like Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby and shit and like scoring goals. It's just unbelievable, like the like offensive big dude that Tage Thompson is. And I love seeing it, dude. He had this sick ass goal versus Tampa. Was that Brian Elliott? There's some man, I might butcher this because this is off the top of my head, but it was like a pass to him in like the center. He's right in the slot. He kind of just dangles around fucking two Tampa Bay Lightning plays, and then Brian Elliott and just fucking tucks it in. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this dude's unreal. But I for Buffalo Sabres' sake, he needs to. I want to say he needs to, but it would be good for him to just like keep those points up. I mean, I feel like the Buffalo Sabres in general, like their roster right now is doing pretty well.
Dahlin's been looking incredible, throwing massive hits. Jeff Skinner has definitely stepped his game up, earning that contract money that he got that no one liked a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Haven't heard too much from Alex Tuck lately. We saw a couple good highlights when he first came over, but I want to go back to Tage Thompson real quick. Like, I think the main thing with him is just his edge work on his skates, his stick handling, and number one is confidence, man. Like, he is just so confident to even try and make these moves in a league that he's not fully comfortable in yet because he's pretty new, you know? And to see him, like you said, pulling off these crazy moves, scoring these insane goals against guys that have been around longer than he has, done it longer than he has, and just, you know, basically changed the entire trajectory and image of the Buffalo Sabres team right now. Like, they got the goat head jersey back. You said you really like the white jersey with the white pants, and then they have the black and reds with the same goat head. Like, I think that Buffalo looks so good right now in the team's light that everyone has forgotten about Jack Eichel, in my opinion. 12, 13, and 2. They're just under 500. But guess what that gets you in the Atlantic Division? 7th in their division.
That's fucking
They are
wild.
one game under 500. That's insane,
wild.
right?
That's wild to me.
That's how good that division and I would say the Eastern Conference is. But not a bad team in Buffalo. Definitely not going to be sniffing playoffs with the competition that they're up against.
No.
But Tage Thompson's the future.
Yeah, I'm looking at him now. I said 6'4", which was he's 6'6", dude. 6'6", plus skates, by the way. And then I'm looking at his stats last season. Last season, 38 goals, 30 assists for the Buffalo Sabres. That is fucking wild to me. As just like a big dude that he is, man.
Dude, under the radar, almost a 40 goal scorer. You never see that. The guy is 25 years old too, so he's basically fully grown at this point, I would say. Like, let's hope he's not getting any bigger.
Right. Let's hope there's no,
for the rest of the league's sake.
Yeah, right. Let's hope there's no growth spurt here. But who is that guy? I don't know if you know this off the top of my head. Who said he'll never play in the NHL?
Someone said that about Tage Thompson?
Yeah.
No, I did not hear that. That's crazy.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up now.
Speaking of never playing in the NHL, we got a Finnish report today in the newspapers. I guess came over, and like there was wind of it in Edmonton, and Jesse Puljujärvi is not feeling so confident. He doesn't know if he can stick it out in this league anymore. It's what he reported over in Finland, in his homeland, like when they were over there, I guess, and he's just not feeling confident, and it's showing on the ice in Edmonton. He's another player that we really need to step up there, especially with Evander Kane out. I believe I heard that McDavid and Draisaitl combined for 39 goals, and the rest of the team combined for 38. And with Kane missing, like there's a big chunk of that there too. So Puljujärvi's a guy that has a big spotlight on his back, and he's really not liking it right now.
No.
But back to what you were saying. Sorry.
No, I couldn't find anything on it. I kind of just threw it out there. I saw an Instagram post on it, I think earlier this week or the week before, and I was like, eat my ass. But it could be, it could have been a different player. But fuck, dude, yeah, Tage Thompson. I think he's definitely gonna be on the radar here with us, especially throughout this season, just to see what else this fucking man can do. 5 goals is just, dude, insane. I still remember Thomas Hertl when his rookie season.
It was his first game against the New York Rangers against Henrik Lundqvist.
Yeah.
4 goal night,
goals.
right? Fourth one through the legs.
Yeah.
on one of the best goalies in the league at the time.
That at the time was just unreal, and now he has Tage Thompson 5 goals. I know it's not his first game in the NHL, but still 5 goals in like one game is just kind of unbelievable to see. That's almost 2 Hatties, baby.
Yeah, Ovechkin trick.
Well, the Ovechkin trick.
9 goals.
What was the thing you showed me? It was the head coach just like he's got like the pocket full of pucks, and he goes, "All right, here's your first goal.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your second."
He has them in like 5
third.
different pockets in his suit. Yeah, it was funny. Handing them back to Tage. So he can take a picture with all 5 of them. I think he has 2 hands to hold them, too. Usually they're like this. I mean, when he's 6'6", he probably does hold 5 pucks with one hand.
God,
though.
yeah, his hands are like the both of us combined, you know. But we're going to move on to a guy that I know I'm not a fan of. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, definitely not. This guy's not for me. I don't know.
No.
We'll leave it at that. But St. Louis Blues, Jordan Binnington, he's at it again. Last Thursday night versus the Hurricanes, Binnington ends up lining Stahl up behind the net and just tries to lay a hit, and it's pretty good, but he still ends up getting ran over because guess what? You're a goalie, and the player is moving twice as fast as you. Stahl looks at him like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's very weird at the time.
Yeah.
And I believe Binnington was playing very well leading up to that on like a 3-game win streak, like good stats. Before that 3-game win streak, he was having a pretty rocky season. The Blues aren't doing that well. I want to say they're 12-15 currently. So, like I said, 3-game win streak, throws the hit on Stahl. Now he's kind of skidding. He lost that game, I believe it was like, 6-4.
Mm-hmm.
But the very next game that the Blues had on Saturday the 3rd, Binnington plays again. He decides to play the puck behind the net, and in order to buy Justin Falk some time to clear the puck out, he throws a glove out over his left shoulder right at Jason Zucker and hits him right in the face, sent him crashing into the boards, like classic scumbag move. I didn't like it one bit.
I didn't like either of these fucking one bit. I don't.
The hit one was so weird. Like,
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
This is so intentional.
What are you doing? And then the Zucker
try to be
shit in his
cheeky
face and tries
yeah.
getting him down, and then like that whole. It was a Zucker one that like he gets pulled.
Yeah,
He's
so
coming
Zucker,
over.
I'll keep going. Zucker gets his revenge on Binnington, though. Scores the 4th goal for the Penguins, giving them a 4-1 lead. Gets Binnington pulled after Binnington goes 13 for 17, putting up a .775 save percentage. On his way to the bench, Binnington made sure to stop by the Penguins and give them a piece of his mind, which officials attempted to intervene, and Zucker just kind of shrugged him off. Officials gave Binnington a 10-minute misconduct for incitement. And Blues head coach Craig Berube even had some poignant comments about Binnington for the media. He said, quote, "It's got to stop. It doesn't help anything. Just play goal, stop the puck."
Yep.
Binnington, like I said, very streaky this season, hot and cold. And I think he's just one of those players like Marchand who needs to instigate a bit in order to get himself going again.
Yeah, he's for a goalie too. He's just a fucking loose cannon. He really fucking is.
I
And
feel like if I was a player on his team, it would throw me off my game. Like, oh, here he fucking goes again, you know? Now I have to go back up this bullshit that he's doing, waving his stick at people like water bottle gate with Nazem Kadri in the playoffs last year. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
it's just like endless, man. And I don't know. I don't like it as a player, as a fan. It's just a bit too much.
Especially when they're not doing too well. They're 25th in the league right now. You are right. They're 12 and 15 so far this season.
25th in the league and they're 12-15.
Yeah.
That's not a bad record to be 25th in the league. That's nuts. There's just like 6 teams that are eating up all the losses. They're like, oh, I don't want to win. Fuck that.
Jesus. Yeah, they're trying to
Tank for Bedard.
It was suck hard for Bedard.
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
There we go. Yeah. Is Chicago, Anaheim. They're both 7 and Anaheim 7 and 17.
Arizona's got to be
7 and
down there
15.
too.
Columbus Blue Jackets are
CBJ,
9 and
yep.
15. Arizona's 8 and 13.
Flyers eating it up.
Flyers, yeah.
pretty much it.
San Jose's 8 and 16. Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
they're trying to suck out as much as possible. Anaheim Ducks looking like they're gonna get Connor Bedard though. That's good.
Dude, negative 45 goal differential. They are bad, man. What is going on, boys?
What are
Pretty sure I got them in the playoffs this year too.
What the fuck are they doing? Where do we put Anaheim?
I'm pretty sure I had them in the playoffs. I don't think you did though.
I don't think I did. I think
They were my like I like you guys. Let's go. Pick.
I didn't think I had him.
I wanted Gibson to have a bounce back season.
Yep, didn't happen.
Trevor Zegras.
I don't think I had Anaheim at least this low. But yeah, back to St. Louis. St. Louis just just not looking good so far this season. And the whole Binnington fucking charade shit's not helping either. I just don't get a player's job. Like if a goal, especially in the NHL, if like your goalie gets run over or some shit, like it's one of your teammate's job really to just fucking be like, all right, well, now I'm dropping the gloves because you
Mhm.
fucked with my goalie. Like that's just kind of like the rule. And I no one really wants to fucking do it, but like you're there to like protect your goalie. Like it's just a scumbag move to like run over your goalie, and a goalie really can't be touched. So the fact that like Binnington's kind of like taking advantage of that shit and like fucking hitting Zucker and Eric Stahl and just like causing all this fucking ruckus, I guarantee you the guys on the bench, the fucking locker room, like, oh, this guy needs to fucking cut the shit.
Yeah, like you said, they need to back him up if he's the one that's getting fucked with. He is the one fucking with people actively, so it's like, why do I have to back you up, you know?
Right.
So at this point in time, I think Binnington needs to fight.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to fight a player. He needs to fight a goalie. Because at like a certain point, a player's one, going to smoke him, but two, like, I don't understand goalies going after players ever. I forget what goalie it was on Detroit went after Joe Thornton one year. Joe Thornton popped him once in the mask with a glove on. Mrazek, and he got dropped like a sack of potatoes. Like, it's just silly. So at this point in time, I'm on the opinion that if Binnington wants to keep doing this shit, he needs to fight someone. Yeah. His own coach doesn't want him doing it at all. So I think we'll see him settle down a little bit going forward. Give it, I don't know, 2 months, but he'll be back at it. He will.
He does need to be put in his place. Like,
who's going to be the goalie to like step up and do it?
I'm trying to think, like, as we're talking about this, I'm trying to think of like angry goalies because like they're kind of just not around anymore. Besides Binnington, I'm like, you know what? Mike Smith was still around and a good
He was
health.
A good fighter.
I think Mike Smith would.
And who did he fight on Calgary? Was it Riddick? No.
Was it David Riddick?
It wasn't Vladar. And who's the other guy? Maybe it was
Markstrom.
Riddick. I don't remember. I don't think it was Markstrom. Yeah, the Battle of Alberta they fought though.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But
the other goalie I was thinking of that's no longer around. Actually, rest in peace, is Ray Emery. Ray Emery is fucking known to fucking. He's a big boxer dude, so he's known to drop the gloves. I guarantee you, if Jordan Binnington was in the Ray Emery era, Ray Emery
dude, it was different then. Half the goalies then would have fought. You know, like even Osgood would have got out there and fought.
Carey Price and Tim Thomas fought.
That was goofy as hell though. That wasn't a fight. That was lame. That was theatrics.
Still dropped the gloves. Like there's a few times. Who was
wrestling match?
Who did Binnington fuck around with? He just like randomly. Remember we went on his tirade last year and just like I can't remember who the goalie was. He's just kind of hanging out in his crease and he just like Binnington just like literally skates down to him in the crease and fucking pushes him and starts talking shit. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
He's gonna have to do that again to like another goalie.
I want to say that it would have to be a playoff for I think another goalie in the NHL right now to do it because it's not really worth it at a certain point. But I mean, personally, if like he's gonna line up my guy and throw a hit, like I'll come down the end of the ice. Like that's one of those things that's like it's over the line, you know. Like him hitting Stahl, like if Stahl got hurt or if Zucker got hurt there, like that's full tilt, dude. Fuck you.
Yep.
But I think like a good rivalry to spark up would be like Minnesota, but I don't think Fleury's going to be the one to do it. But Philip Gustafsson, you know, one night backing up says, fuck this guy. Like, so I got to send a message, you know?
I just got to fuck shit up
right. But I can't really think of anyone that would be, you know, willing to do it as much as I think everybody wants to.
Yeah, I'm looking at the teams now.
Maybe former Minnesota goalie Darcy Kemper.
Ooh,
we get some news on him. He threw it back to the good old days.
Who is it? The Tyler Toffoli, right? Yeah, yep. He fucking Ron Hextall, Tyler Toffoli. Although when you watch the clip, Tyler Toffoli kind of, I don't know where the puck is to be honest, but Tyler Toffoli I think goes for the puck but kind of slashes him. And then Darcy Kemper gets up and like fucking baseball bat swing. It was beautiful, man. It was like flashbacks to like the Ron Hextall days. Like, you know what? I appreciate that.
The two things I think about is like Tyler Toffoli didn't know where the puck was, and he did that to shake up Kemper a little bit to make him think like, you ever have that when like the guy chops at it, but like he doesn't know where it is?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's just to make you think like, oh, maybe it's over there. You know?
Yeah.
I think Kemper knew where the puck was, which is why he got pissed and did that. And I think the other cool part of it is Darcy Kemper wasn't being a dick and like going for like the fucking knee. Like he hits him on the shin pad where he knows like it's gonna hurt a little, but like yeah, it sends a message. But like I'm not fucking gonna end the guy's career.
Right. No, 100%. I was gonna say something about Binnington. I can't remember what, but I just want to say the cherry on top of the whole Binnington situation. I've been watching a lot of Sportsnet instead of NHL on YouTube because they do the better highlights, in just my opinion, because they'll actually show everything. And one of the top comments, because I was watching, they showed the clip of Binnington's whole situation with Zucker, And one of the top few comments on there was just like, hey, like, I'm a St. Louis Blues fan, and I'm so sorry about this. Like, so even your fans are just like, oh, buddy, like, calm it down. It's just not a good
It's
look.
been too much. Too much for too long with nothing to back it up.
No.
You just all bark and no bite.
Right. It'd be different
Just
if,
a head
like,
case,
you're
too.
up there.
Classic
just, like,
goalie.
Just not. Just
Well, he
not.
was up there. He was a Stanley Cup champion, so.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's like, hey, that worked for me then, so let
As
me
a rookie,
resort to that.
too, right, at the time? So just, I don't know, maybe.
From worst to first that season, too.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, yeah. That's a crazy little comeback for the St. Louis Blues at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't hate Binnington for, like, that whole Stanley
No,
Cup.
I didn't hate him. I don't hate him because he beat Boston in the finals either. It wasn't anything like that. It's just the antics.
Yeah, just all the bullshit he's been pulling. And it's weird to say that there's Blues fans out there that are with us on this.
Yeah.
So it's nuts. Even the homers, I think. I don't know. I'm done.
Yeah.
I just Binnington's situation just always kind of just gets me ticked off.
Moving right along here. On December 3rd here, the Vancouver Canucks had a healthy scratch versus the Coyotes, someone you might not expect here. They gave it to Brock Besser, and he was also given permission to speak with other teams to try and make a trade happen. No update yet, but we'll definitely be on the lookout for this one. Any predictions? Any idea where he might go?
Can you take any guesses? Like,
I got a pretty good one lined up. I'll give you a minute to think too, but I got a decent one set.
Oh, yeah, decent one. I mean, who's looking for players right now?
I mean, it's the good thing about this is it's not about where the players want to go either. Like when you're looking at a trade like this, he's on contract. Like it's up to the team. Yeah, there might be a no trade clause, but they're giving him free reign to go where he wants. But also, like, I think he wants to go to a team where he can mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I'm going to stick on the subject that we're on. In order to turn the bus around in St. Louis, I think he'd be a nice one to ship over there. And I think a good package going back is a Ryan O'Reilly and a prospect. Ryan O'Reilly's contract's up at the end of this year, $7.5 million on the books. Pretty decent price for him, not bad, I think. And he walks at the end of the year, yeah, but if you can get O'Reilly and a prospect for a Brock Besser, who's a great player that you can add to the St. Louis roster, and I wouldn't say he's equivalent to Ryan O'Reilly. I think they bring very different things to the locker room, but it's something new and it's something younger for the future, where I think O'Reilly is a bit older. And then the Vancouver Canucks really look at it as we have him for this year to, get some leadership in the room, show these young guys, get the room to gel a little bit, and maybe it's a decent prospect that we have for the future from St. Louis.
Yeah, you fucking nailed it.
All right.
Yep.
I want to hear your opinion too, though. I want you to come up with one.
Well, I'm on a hockey DB now just to see what he's looking like currently.
Talking about Besser?
Yeah, Brock Besser. Yeah.
Hit him with it.
21 games played so far, 4 goals, 12 assists. Okay, I guess. Last year, in 71 games played, he had 23 goals and 23 assists. So kind of like a little slow start, I guess, to the season for Brock Besser. But he is a Minnesota guy. So I'm curious if they would trade someone from Minnesota for Brock Besser and Brock Besser goes home to Minnesota. I think, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like some players that like Minnesota would trade for. I'm sure Brock Besser would be a nice little fit, a nice little home guy for the Minnesota Wild there. But imagine him with Kirill Kaprizov maybe setting each other up.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling up their lineup now to see who's moving out of town. That does get me interested too.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that we both look at the same division too with Minnesota and St. Louis here.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Who are we looking at?
Oh man, it's tough. I mean,
start naming
Matthew Boldy, Matt Zuccarello, Frederick Gaudreau, Sam Steele, Jordan Greenway, Eric Sinek, Marcus Foligno. Then you're getting into the fourth line, which I don't think is going to be worth it. I don't think you would move a defenseman from Minnesota personally. I think their decor is pretty solid there, and the goaltending situation is set. So yeah, I really do think you're looking at forwards and a prospect again. Maybe a Matt Boldy and package him with something else, or Jordan Greenway, or guys that stick out to me.
Frederick Gaudreau, maybe.
Yeah, Frederick Gaudreau, center.
He's got 26 games played, 4 goals, 5 assists so far this season. It's kind of a might be an even trade right there too. I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess so. He had 14 goals, 30 assists last season. I don't know, man. Freddie Gaudreau for
how old is Freddie Gaudreau?
29 years old.
29, a little bit older. Not as good, I think, personally. So yeah, Freddie Gaudreau and another prospect or maybe one of your third line D.
Maybe a pick.
Yeah, a pick. Yep, that's a great call.
Because maybe Freddie Gaudreau and a pick, because we talked about the Vancouver Canucks. We were doing the breakdown where they were just getting rid of picks left and right. And so maybe a nice first round, a second round pick, as well as Freddie Gaudreau for Brock Besser would be a nice little
that's right.
Nice little pickup.
That's right. 3-game win streak for the Canucks right now though, so benching him works. 12-12-3 on the season. Also another team that's 500 but sitting in 6th in their division, man. Just fucking weird to look at stats and standings right now, this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of crazy shit. Winnipeg's fucking just slamming it
for
up
no
there.
reason, dude. Josh Morrissey, fucking Connor Hellebuck. It's just nuts how well they're playing.
Mm-hmm. Colorado's finally on the rise. Where are we right
Getting
now?
some guys back from injury. Nichushkin's back. Nikita Nichushkin's back in the lineup. A lot of guys with point production. Cale Makar is obviously doing his thing.
Yep. I still think the craziest team that's shocking me the most is the Calgary. I said Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames, but Edmonton's finally finding their way a bit. They're 16-12 right now, but they're third in the Pacific. And then fourth is the LA Kings. Fifth is the Calgary Flames. I thought the Flames would be a little higher up there, just my opinion.
Dude, again, 13-11-3. A winning record puts you in 5th place outside of the playoffs.
That's nuts.
Right?
That's so weird.
Another team that I want to say that we haven't mentioned once this season, other than the breakdown, the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
Nothing from them. 12-10-2. Not a bad record, again, winning. Fifth seed outside of the playoffs. 7-2-1 in their last 10. Decent past 10 games. Just no real news out of there. I mean, what is there,
Right.
I don't know why, but it's just a team that has gotten no spotlight, no action this season.
No, nothing. Huh. Interesting.
I feel like that is the only team that we haven't really talked about, which is nuts.
I feel like I've seen teams when I was looking at teams, specific teams. I was trying to look at highlights to see who scored this and this, and I might have come across them playing Nashville Predators, but I never fully paid attention to the Nashville Predators, even though I said literally last season that
big fan
of Nashville Predators. But
you see Saros, sneaky quiet season.
He is. How's Saros doing? You have him on?
I'm checking out the lineup, and I can pull him up real quick too.
Watch him be sneaky, dude.
I want to say that he's going to be one of those goalies that's bringing the NHL average down. And actually, he is not. It's a .905 this season. Definitely not as good as he's used to. Mm-hmm. It is his second worst save percentage in a season, but there was one game that he played in 2015-16 that put him at a .870. Oh, wow. Other than that, yeah, it is his career worst season. 9-7-2, not a bad record. 3.05 GAA. It's 3.0 is becoming the new standard in the NHL now for a GAA.
Oh, yeah.
And I think 900 is slightly below average.
Fun fact for you, Linus Ullmark fell under that 2.00 mark. He's number one in GAA
finally,
with 1.82.
Yeah. That's nuts.
And then Ilya Samsonov from the Toronto Maple Leafs, 1.87.
Nice.
So again, up there.
Yeah, Matt Duchene, I feel like I've actually seen him a little bit. Tanner Jeannot, another guy that I was saying probably before we did the breakdown, we need to talk about him more this season, and there's really nothing. Colton Sissons, Philip Forsberg, Nino Niederreiter, too, when he got traded over there. Roman Josi, quiet season.
It's wild, man. Wild. Nikita Kucherov he's 5th in the league right now in points with 38. He's kind of just hanging out a bit. I wanted to talk about, was it Brady Tkachuk? Yeah, was it Brady Tkachuk or Matthew? It was Brady Tkachuk for the Ottawa Senators, man. Mm-hmm. He is just watching him play. I don't know what his stats look like right now, but it's just fucking watching him play. You're like, damn, dude, this dude is he deserves that fucking C on his
I was
chest. Just
going to say, he is such captain material, and he is so young for, I don't know, to get that kind of praise. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is so cool. Gordie Howe hat-trick the other night. I think he got an overtime winner in that game. So it was really cool. Great game. I forget who they played, but I think it was a 3-2 final.
That might have been the game I was watching. I remember him dropping the gloves for some reason, sticking up for his teammate.
It was against with the Rangers, right? Because it was Trouba that he fought? Or was that a different game?
That might have been a different game. I forget. But
no, who's not too thrilled with Jacob Trouba?
Ooh.
Chicago's Andreas Athanasiou, however the fuck you say it. He was definitely not happy the other night. He got highlight reel hit by him. He said, quote, Trouba's an $8 million man with 0 goals, so he has to figure out how to do something when making that much. He doesn't help his team, so I guess he just tries to hurt anyone he can. He continued to say, quote, "That guy is known for hitting high, not really worrying about the puck out there and just trying to hurt people. The puck was there. He could have made a play on the puck. Instead, it's like an intent to try to hurt somebody." Chicago was up 3-0 against the Rangers at the time of the hit, and they would go on to win 5-2.
Kind of rough. Coming off, I get it. He's only got 8 assists. All right, it's weird to say that as a defenseman because we're so used to just offensive defenseman now. But yeah, he's got 8 assists so far in 29 games played. But last season, man, 11 goals, 28 assists. 11 goals was the highest he's in his career. And then 28 assists was like the second highest in his career too. So he had like a second high and assists and just a career high last season. So I don't know. Maybe give this man some time, Jacob Trouba.
Dude, I think that's not his job. He's one of those defensemen that's his job is to line the dude up, fuck his day up, pick your head up when you're coming over the blue line. You know, like I didn't really have an issue with it.
His head was down. Got fucking laid out.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really have an issue with the hit. I thought it was fine. I mean, yeah, it was fucking massive, and I would be pissed off if I got hit like that too. But, like, at the end of the day, the guy's doing his job. He's doing everything he needs to be a captain of that team. And, I mean, I'd be pretty pissed off too if we were down 3-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks. Like, you need to change the pace of the game, and that definitely did that for them.
Right. Jacob Trouba, for some reason, I couldn't tell why. But when they're showing him leaving the ice, and he was rip shit. Just like, interesting.
Well, he got into a fight too, so he's probably just bullshit about that.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
I mean, I think it was 2 minutes left in the period, so he had to get off the ice anyways because it was a 5-minute major for fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought, when I saw the clip, I thought he might have got ejected at first.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, he was just.
Oh, no, he came back and played, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. But was it a stick or it was his gloves or something like that? He was fucking throwing it
Yeah, he chucked his helmet off the boards.
Yeah, it was that, yeah. It's like, damn, dude, why are you so pissed? I don't know. But
just got his fucking face punched in. I'd be pissed off, too.
Boom. Wild, buddy. Wild. But I don't know. I think Athens was this post game, by the way? I don't think we looked too far into it. I think when like the blood's boiling and shit, you just say shit. But I don't know. Maybe like he was watching Jacob Trouba throughout the game, and he goes like, it's kind of sketchy shit going on. But I don't know. I'm not Athens to you. But let's move on to some cool news. Talking about Edmonton and Calgary, by the way. The fucking Battle of Alberta. We're gonna bring it back next year. So the Oilers announced this week that they'll be hosting the 2023 Heritage Classic at the Commonwealth Stadium, CFL Stadium. Edmonton hosted the original Heritage Classic in 2003 versus the Montreal Canadiens, which was the first outdoor game in NHL history. The game is scheduled to be played in October, and the expectation for many is a Battle of Alberta matchup, which I think we're going to get. I can't see why the fuck not at this point. If they want to reel people in to watch this shit, they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be, like we talked about last episode, a real Battle of Alberta when they're playing an outdoor game that, it's not about getting out there and beating the brakes off each other. It's kind of about enjoying the moment when you're an NHL guy and you get to play in one of those historical outdoor games. Like,
especially for Canadians, too.
Yeah, have fun, enjoy it. Like, it's kind of nuts to put an outdoor game in October, though. Like,
yeah,
I feel like in Canada it might be cold enough, but, like, not cold,
yeah. Do you remember the original one, 2003?
No.
With
it was them in Montreal, though.
I just remember Jose Theodore was playing, and he had the fucking... I don't know if he really started it, but he had like the winter hat over his mask and everything. It was just cool as shit to see. Just like outdoor games, just in general. I think back then it was awesome to see with like the winter and everything too. And I don't know, we were talking about the Winter Classic last year. Just like I feel like it's now become like just a routine yearly thing. That's like I think the specialness is kind of like falling away.
Kind of like who did what was Nashville and Dallas? That wasn't a Winter Classic. That was something though. Was it the Winter Classic?
The Stadium Series.
Stadium Series.
Yeah.
Then Carolina had one too. Like, I think it became overdone. Like, Heritage Classic makes sense, and
the Winter Classic.
Winter Classic, but like I would almost say like if you want an outdoor game, like why don't the two teams just make an agreement among themselves and be like, this game every year that we play each other is outside.
Oh, maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, this is our game. Like,
right.
You don't call it, like, we call it the Heritage Classic because it's always the Battle of Alberta game, and it's strictly Calgary, Edmonton,
outside.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's always outside.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Maybe. I don't know. That's how I would have done it personally, but it doesn't grow the game when you do something like that. You know, like to spread it around and do these different things and spend this extra money to rent out stadiums and grow the game in stadium series in places that you would never expect to go see a hockey game. Like, think about how cool that must be for a Carolina Hurricanes fan, like a diehard fan, like loved them from the start, to be able to go to an outdoor game, you know?
Yeah.
In Carolina. They'd be like, what? Like, unheard of.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That reminded me, was it just called the outdoor games last year or 2 years ago? Remember, it was like the Bruins versus
Lake Tahoe.
Lake Tahoe games. I actually really enjoyed how they did that. That was just the coolest shit.
Yeah, it wasn't effectively done, but
no,
it was definitely a cool option.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one thing I did like though is like the nighttime. I to this day, my favorite Winter Classic that I've ever seen was the original one with the Buffalo Sabres and Pittsburgh Penguins, man. The way it ended, the snow, Sidney Crosby scoring on Ryan Miller to end the game. That the whole game just in general is just such like a mind-blowing, iconic experience. I love the way, like, I love how like it started like late afternoon and throughout the game it just got dark and like the whole fan base, like the
stadium
lights go off. It's getting dark. All you see is like the lights coming in and they're constantly shoveling out the snow, man. That's just like, that is like picture perfect, like outdoor hockey that like you think of like just playing like outside as a kid, like in a lake. That's picture perfect, and now you're seeing like NHL stars do it like on the TV.
But I think they've had a lot of success with other Winter Classics as well. With, you know, even Boston Philly was good at the time back in 2011. Washington Pittsburgh. Who was the other one that I was going to name? Philly Pittsburgh. Like, you go with these rivalry series, and that's what it's really all about. I think that's how you make a good game. And when you have Boston and Pittsburgh this year, oddly enough, it's not being played on New Year's Day. It's played on the 2nd this year, which is funny to me. But when you have those two teams, when they're playing as well as they are currently, like, I think that's going to be a really fun outdoor game to watch for once, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like typically they're not two very good teams. They're always based on the rivalry. And now it's a rivalry and it's two good teams, you know?
Right, 100%. Yeah, this goes back to our rivalry little question last. Like, what if we had a good rivalry? I mean, we had Battle of Alberta, I guess, but like, what if we had like a good like Bruins? What if the Bruins Canadians rivalry was like still fucking there, and we had them in like the Fenway Park, or we had them up in Montreal, man?
Yeah, I mean, we did at the time. The rivalry was alive when Mike Condon came down and played in Gillette Stadium. That Winter Classic. That was, I want to say, 2017, maybe 16. Remember?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, they had like the baby blue Canadians jerseys.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of alive then too.
Mike Condon still on his fucking head that game. I still watched that. It's like, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, Bruins had a few. Oh my god, now that I'm really thinking about it, how many games did the Bruins have for the Winter Classic?
I think it was just those two. This is the third, right?
No,
Philly.
They played against
Montreal.
The Bruins had those. I have the jersey. I just didn't like it. It was like that weird yellow bee. Like
that was the 2011 one, yeah, against the Flyers.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's when Marco Sturm scored.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think this might be the third. I'll look it up if you want to move on to the next thing.
Yeah, I thought that was I don't know, for some reason I thought they had more. Oh, and they played Philly again. No, that was just the outdoor games, not the. Okay, this is why I'm getting confused.
It'll be their fourth time. They played the Blackhawks, but that was away at Notre Dame Stadium.
Oh yeah, that's right.
In 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only the second one for the Penguins. So I guess I was wrong, and they didn't play Washington in that Winter Classic. Must have been another. It was a stadium series. That's right.
Yeah. I don't know.
There you go.
If they're selling the tickets, buddy, that's all it is. Trying to rope in that money, but let's go on to some. We're not going to end it quite yet, but we got some sad news that happened this week. Because speaking about Edmonton Oilers, Barry Fraser, the former director of scouting for the Edmonton Oilers from 1979 to 2000, passed away at the age of 82. Fraser was a large part of the drafting for the team's dynasty players, including, get this, Mark Messier, Kevin Lowe, Glenn Anderson, Paul Coffey, Yari Curry, Grant Fuhr, and Andy Moog, just to name a few. There's a massive other list to go with that. Fraser won five Stanley Cups with the club, which is, dude, imagine, like, that's you, by the way. Like, your scouting got you the 5 Stanley Cups.
Yep.
Like, that's just put that thought in your mind. Like, you were so good at scouting that like the players that you picked was part of the team that like won the fucking Stanley Cup, one of the hardest fucking championships to get.
From what I hear too, I heard that Frazier was like very heavily pushing for the guys that he drafted. Like they weren't the usual suspects that were like, this is a highly touted draft pick, we're taking him. It was like, this guy's like, we need to put our chips behind this guy.
Yeah.
And that's what got them the Cups.
That's nuts.
The other day.
And it's just different back then. Think about 1979 to 2000. Like the internet really wasn't fucking around, man.
Yeah, how much how much more difficult of a job it would be to be a scout from 1979 to 2000. Like you're literally driving everywhere, buses, maybe planes at a certain point, but like you're going all around to see these guys play, and it's few and far between. You hear word of this guy, that guy, but there's not. Well, there probably is video of them, you know, obviously, but you're not really relying on that as much, you know.
There's like it's word of mouth maybe. You have telephone numbers that are just like you have a beeper, and you know, just throw back
towards the end of his career.
And like
finally gets one of those.
He needs a fucking landline to call.
He's like, hey, Mark, hit me on the hip.
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. And then just be like, hey, I don't know who the fuck you call. Be like, hey, did you hear about this Mark Messier guy? Be like, yeah. And then I'm like, do you know where he plays? And then you just gotta like, it was a total different era back then. There's just so much to it. So, what a hell of a guy, you know. So it's unfortunate passing, but you know, just goes to show you like, I think he's a good example of what scouting can do.
Yeah.
To not only just your career, but like an entire organization.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna move on to
a lot of injury updates here. A lot of people out for a little bit.
A lot of people out, and maybe yeah. So let's move on to the Florida Panthers. They put Patrick Hornqvist on LTIR due to a concussion. He'll be required to miss 10 games or 24 days. He has 1 goal and 2 assists in 22 games played. Speaking of concussions, Jacob Voracek of the Blue Jackets might be looking at an early retirement due to multiple concussions. His latest was on November 4th at the 2022 Global Series in Finland. Jackets GM Jarmo Kekalainen says he's more worried about Voracek having a normal life than him returning to play. The 7th pick by the Blue Jackets in 2007 NHL Draft has 806 points, 223 goals, and 583 assists in 1,058 regular season games with Columbus and the Philadelphia Flyers. So, yeah, we might be seeing a early retirement for Jacob Voracek, but I think a deserved one, maybe a needed one. I don't know if I'd say deserved, but like maybe a needed one just for like his health.
And quickly too, I mean, chiming in on what Jarmo said about him having a normal life is more important than him returning to play. Penguins' Chris Letang is already spotted back on the ice in full gear 8 days after suffering his second stroke. I mean, I shouted it out last week. Like I'd rather see him, you know, retire and live a long, happy life with his family. Right. Same thing for Voracek. Like I don't like to see these guys rush back and do these things, but it's just a grind. It's a personal choice. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to them, but it's very sad to see their careers cut short. And yeah.
I don't know if I talked on the podcast here or you guys or a coworker at all.
Please don't go down a concussion rant again.
No.
All right, good.
Concussion rant. But I brought up Tom Brady, where just like he retired and like immediately just like had to come back to the NFL.
Cost him his wife and kids.
Yeah. But I think that mentality for Tom Brady is like, this is like what I know. Like my whole life has been this. And so take Chris Letang just having to sit home, and then take Patrick Hornqvist having to stay home.
It's
Jacob
so
Voracek,
sad, honestly.
And it's just like, what do you do? Like your whole life was waking up at like 8 a.m. or whatever, doing breakfast, getting ready for hockey, getting ready for 10 o'clock practice. You come home, you stretch, like you take a nap, and then like you go on the bus like the away game or home game, whatever. Like that's been your life, and now all of a sudden it just gets taken away in an instant, and your routine is just fucking gone. And I can only imagine these dudes are just like either already stir crazy, or they're just like, I gotta fucking find a way back on that ice, you know, because I think they just miss the routine that they've had for so many years, you know.
And a big part of it that isn't even talked about too, for a guy like Chris Letang who has a family, the other family that comes into this picture is the family in the locker room that he's been around for his entire career. Those are, you know, 30 guys that he's missing, you know, the second that he's done playing, he sits home for 2 days, and it's like he's not with his family. He sees them every day, day in, day out. Like, it's more than just work, you know? It's a group of guys that give a shit about you, and every single guy on the team cares, you know? Like, it's just such a different lifestyle and something that, like, the average person can't understand.
Yeah.
Like, even me and you, like, you've never been on a team where you travel together for 82 games over the course of 10 months, 9 months, whatever, and just, like, live, breathe, eat, sleep, everything that you care about, they care about, you know? It's crazy.
I'm sure guys bump heads, but like really at the end of the day, this is like your second family, or just like for the new guys, like this is like your family guy. And bring up the whole family mentality. There's so many. I think Malkin was like a good example. Who was it? Was it Jaromir Jagr? I feel like it was some crazy name when he came to the Penguins where he didn't know what the hell was going on. I feel like it was Jagr.
Didn't speak a lot of English too.
Yeah, and he was just like, live with me. Figure things out. I'll help you get a phone. I'll help you do this.
And you know why Jagr did that? Because same thing. When he came over, he didn't speak great English because he came from Czech.
Someone helped him out.
So and he passed it forward. You know, played it down the line.
It's such like a family mentality, and I think like when you have like guys like that to help you out for like, again, like an example like Malkin coming from like a different country when you don't speak English, I think it says a lot. And you said it right too. You just want to pass it down to like the next.
And even look at Mario Lemieux and Crosby. Crosby lived with him when he first got on the team too.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep, it's nuts. So, I think that's just got to be the mentality with Chris Letang, because he was it was 8 days after his second stroke he was on the ice.
Yep.
So fucking that's just a wild thought to me.
We do have one more guy missing some ice time here. Vegas Golden Knights Alex Pietrangelo will be out indefinitely for the team. Due to an illness in the family. We wish him and his family the best of luck with their illness, and hope all as well. Definitely didn't want to dive too deep into that, dig into it, but just wishing him all the best, and hopefully everything works out and he can return to the team.
Yep, 100%. So we'll see.
Let's wrap it up with some breaking news tonight, huh?
Let's do it. We talked about him earlier, but we didn't really get too much into him. Jack Hughes, baby. Jack Hughes, New Jersey Devils, young guns. We gotta make a Jack Hughes nickname. We got Kirill the Thrill. Who'd you say? Tage the Rage.
Tage the Rage Thompson. I like all the rage, but like Tage the Rage flows so much better.
Tage the Rage works. Yeah. I don't know. I'll figure out something for Jack Hughes. He made history tonight. Devils vs. Islanders on December 9th. Jack Hughes recorded the longest shift in NHL history with a 6-minute and 2-second shift. In total, Hughes played 26 minutes and 13 seconds tonight. We think the original record holder was Alexei Kovalev. We're going to go down a crazy fucking story with this. Kovalev would play a 5-minute shift during the Bruins-Rangers game on February 3rd, 1994. This was because Kovalev stayed on the ice for 65 seconds, which was over Rangers head coach Mike Keenan's allowed limit. Keenan would punish Kovalev by forcing him to stay on the ice for the remainder of the second period. Players would have to stop him from getting onto the bench. Kovalev would score in that shift he had. The NHL wouldn't start tracking the time on ice until 1998, when they implemented the real-time scoring system, which would monitor an array of on-ice activities. So we think because of Mike Keenan's little fuck you to Alexei Kovalev that he had the original longest shift. But Jack Hughes, 6 minutes and 2 seconds. Holy shit. Imagine that. Kovalev, different story. 1990. What do we say?
I gotta watch that shift, man. I gotta watch that 6-minute shift. Like, I wonder how gassed he is. Like, is he boxed in his zone, can't get off the ice, or like, it's got to be that. Like, he's got to just be stuck down his end that whole time.
All right.
Because if there's a puck drop or stoppage, he's got to get off the fucking ice, don't you think?
Yeah. I want to tell you this, too. I think 1994 NHL players, and now think 2022 NHL players.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much faster now, like faster pace. It's just, I can only imagine. Kovalev must have been fucking burnt out, but I can only imagine Jack Hughes. I'm sure he was fucking dead to the world as soon as he got back on the bench.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny that Mike Keenan was punishing him, like telling his guys, like, do not let him off the ice, like, because he went 5 seconds over the time limit. 65-second shift. Jesus Christ, I can't imagine what Lindy Ruff's going to be giving Jack Hughes for taking a 6-minute shift, dude.
And Kovalev was still like, "Fuck you, I'm going to score anyway."
Giving him a day off, I hope.
I saw Clapper through by the boss.
Optional practice tomorrow. Better see you there, Jack.
But
that's what a captain would do.
Dude, that's fucking wild. Yeah, I can't wait to watch that.
6-minute shift, dude. That's long. I was giving my buddies shit this week in my game. The first shift, I brought my buddy John. He finally made it to a game. First shift, it was like 1:15. I was like, oh yeah, NHL shift. Way to go, boys. Keep them short. Next D pair comes out, and I think they were on the ice for like 2:30, 3 minutes, like classic like men's league shift, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's not NHL where you're pushing it, but I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, so that's it for this week. Again, next week will be our Christmas episode.
Yep.
Before we do our nip here, which I don't want to do, but you're gonna do.
Why don't you want to do it?
Oh no, because I got the brandy.
Oh, you did? All right, good. I thought you were gonna back out. I was gonna call you out on that earlier.
No, I got 2 of them that I need to do. But
Wait, you gonna do both?
No, I have 2 that I need to do. So this
you gonna
one
do both tonight?
No.
All right, good man. Yeah, grab the other one. We'll do both.
No, we're not gonna do fucking.
You're gonna
both.
do both. No, we.
I got work
All
tomorrow.
right, perfect. Grab it. You're gonna hate that, dude. I hope you have Truly in that. You do?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Look how big this is, dude. I'm gonna fucking uke.
What is it?
Dom B&B.
Is it flavored or is it just brandy?
Just brandy.
Oh, I've heard blackberry brandy's good.
Smell that.
I see. No, I don't want. Okay, well, I see people buy the blackberry brandy quite a bit. I'm just not a fan. It's kind of similar to cognac in my opinion, where I don't really like that either.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick, so I couldn't really smell, but it kind of smells like Jaeger. Is that right?
Oh.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't smell too great.
All right. This might be the worst face I've made on the podcast so far. We'll see.
It would be great if we got a live throw up on the air. Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
I gotta see this. Not bad?
Not bad, actually.
Oh, that's good. Okay, good.
You know what? It does taste like Jaeger.
Hmm.
Jaeger.
Jaeger. Tastes like a mullet. Tastes like the 90s, baby.
Tastes like the best mullet the hockey world's ever seen. God, you know when you take a drink of something and it goes through stages pretty fucking quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Went from Jager to
Stop calling it Jaeger.
Stop calling it Jager.
Jaeger bombs.
Yeah, Jager bombs. It went from Jaeger to something
Wine.
awful.
Wine. I feel like you could get a little
Yeah,
wine
I guess
action
a little
in
bit
there.
of wine action in
It's
there.
a French liquor, so.
And now just it's something's on my tongue that I'm like, ugh. And then cheek too. Something's on the tongue and cheek that
Is it like medicine-y?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. This is just a bad idea.
Oh boy. All right, buddy.
I got one more left. Why the fuck did I get 2? Because I thought you were gonna do one. That's why.
No. I'm not going to suffer anymore. You know, I'm above that. I'm not going to shop the discount, 20-cent nip bin.
I don't know if that was like $3
No,
right
I'm just
there.
messing with you.
Still not good though. I don't know. But before we call it out, I'll do the posttopostpod.com. We have merch on there. I am pretty close to adding. I know we're pretty fucking late here, but I've got pretty close to adding some new merch. 3 different new merches, like a hat, long sleeve shirt. I had something else on there too. But I just I actually gotta get it in the mail and make sure everything's the way it should be before I actually put it up there, because I don't want to just do the design and fucking throw it out there and then have someone get it and to be like, hey, this is all fucked up. God damn it. So I gotta actually get it and make sure it's right, and if it's not, fix it so that people get what the hell they pay for. So
What a good businessman right here. What a good businessman, huh?
Yep.
Give the people what they want.
Yep.
Give them what they buy.
Give them what they buy. What? No, give them what they want.
Give them what they buy.
Same thing, right?
It could be.
I don't know.
They didn't want it, but they bought it, Give them what they buy.
Give them what they buy. Sure. Yep.
That'll be on the back of our next merch shirt. The big Post to Post podcast. Give them what they buy.
I have ideas after this fucking episode. Tage the Rage Thompson. Fucking start something with that.
Yeah.
Nice little.
Oh, dude. I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to fucking blatantly take logos, but the red buffalo head that looks angry, dude. And then he just put Rage on the back where his nameplate is and put his number. Right, dude? Tage the Rage.
Tage the Rage. What if we just put the Rage?
Yeah, the Rage.
Interesting. I don't know. Maybe we could. Maybe we could fuck around.
Oh, yeah. The little buffalo head, the Rage here, and then on the back, Thompson, the number.
There's got to be a way we could figure something out. I know. All right. I know what I'm thinking about tonight. It's fucking 1:30 in the morning, but I know what I'm thinking about.
Shower thoughts right now?
Yep. All right. Let's call it out.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. If there's anything you want to see us cover next episode, let us know. Our links are in the description, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace.